Hello students, good morning. Yesterday we have already understood or gone through the first paragraph of the same chapter, My Childhood. Today we shall discuss about the remaining paragraphs of the same lesson. In the fifth paragraph, APJ Abdul Kalam sharing with us about the society, about an incident that was happening at his childhood. He spoke about a ceremony which is called as Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam, which was happening every year. At this time, what was the role of APJ Abdul Kalam's family? His family used to arrange boats with special platforms to carry the idols of Lord from inside the temple to the marriage site, which was situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was very near to the APJ Abdul Kalam's house. At the same time, at his home, his grandmother and mother used to have bedtime stories to tell to the children. They told the stories from Ramayana and the life of Prophet. So how great indeed that APJ Abdul Kalam giving us an example how to have interrelation with the different religions. Therefore, we may not have any problem to understand the other religion. At the same time, he took us to the another incident from his childhood that was happening in his class. When he was studying in 5th class at Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher arrived in their class. See students, APJ Abdul Kalam used to wear a white cap on his head as a mark of a Muslim. He used to sit in the front row just beside Ramananda Shastri. When this new teacher came into this class, he could not bear that the son of a high priest was sitting just near to a Muslim boy. As a result, APJ Abdul Kalam was asked to change the seat to the back side, to the last bench. Both of them, Ramananda Shastri and Kalam, both of them felt very sad. Ramananda Shastri was very down when he saw Kalam was shifting his seat. The weeping impression left a last impression on Kalam. After this incident, they both went their home and told their parents about this incident. All of a sudden, the high priest called this teacher to his home and told him not to spread poison of social inequality, communal intolerance in the mind of the young children, the innocent children. And he was asked to say the sorry or quit the school. The teacher later regretted his behavior and was reformed. Kalam took us to the other incident to show how his society was at that time. The society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of different social groups. When you can imagine, children, what could be the situations of Kalam at that time. But in fact, his science teacher was a different person. He was an orthodox Brahmin. He tried his level best to change these social barriers. What he did, he used to spend many hours with Kalam and motivated him. One day, his science teacher, Siva Subramani Iyer, invited Abdul Kalam to his home to have food, to have dinner. When he reached his house, his wife was filled with a kind of horror because a Muslim boy was invited to dine in her ritual, pure kitchen. She refused to serve him. But nothing happened to this science teacher. He was so cool. He was not anxious. He did not get angry. Instead, he got up from his place and he served food with his own hands to Kalam. And he sat beside him to have the meal. After that, what happened to his wife? His wife was watching everything from behind the kitchen door. After finishing the meal, Abdul Kalam thought, he was wondering whether was there any difference in the way I ate the food? When he was in this thinking, the science teacher told him and invited him again to have dinner at the next weekend. And he told him not to be anxious and not to be upset by saying, dear students, you should remember this pure, simple sentence what the science teacher spoke to him. When you change a system, such problems are to be confronted. What do you mean by this line? It's very simple, but very difficult. Whenever you or I try to change any system in our society, in our own life, in our family, in our neighborhood, in this school, we must be having certain problems to confront. Such problems with positive energy, with courage, we must face it. That's the meaning of that sentence. Definitely, this incident really changed Iyer's wife. Next time when Kalam came to his house for dinner, to the surprise, his wife herself came out and took him to her pure ritual kitchen, and she herself served him food. You see, students, how that science teacher changed his wife's conservative thinking. And APJ Abdul Kalam says that was a time when the Second World War was over. And what happens in India? What happened in India? What was the situation of India at that time? India's freedom was about to happen. Mahatma Gandhiji declared that the Indians would build their own India. The whole country was filled with positive attitude. At this time, APJ Abdul Kalam, what did he do? He took courage and asked his father to allow him to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanandapuram. But his mother was not so happy to send him away. Here, his father tried his level best to make her understand and convince her. He even tried to quote the words of others. Dear students, here we have a learning point for his innate wisdom that he quoted the examples of seagull flying across the sun, alone, without nest. He also introduced the words of Khalil Gibran to his wife, saying, the children are not your children. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They came through you, not from you. You may give them love, but not your thoughts. For they have their own thoughts. So this is all about the explanation of the paragraphs in this chapter. But dear students, what do we have to learn from this chapter? I'm taking to the blackboard. See, these are the learning outcomes we all must have from today's class, from this lesson. That we all must leave a last impressions on every activity that we do in our daily life. And we must not have, we never should have in our life the spirit of social inequality, separating the groups, social inequality, having the different groups because of the religion, because of the skill, because of the abilities. No, we should accept everyone as one human race, that's humanity. And we should not have any communal intolerance that I am coming from this family, I am coming from that family, I am having a kind of religious so and so facts. We must not have once we are in the school as well as in India. And all the more, my dear students, we should have a spirit, a feel within ourselves that we must apologize for our mistake. As that teacher was so apologized to the children, we must have that character. We also must have the quality of reformation. When we see that there is some changes needed, we must try to change the situations, even within ourselves. First, it must come from within ourselves. The last, but not the least, we all must have the spirit of obedience and acceptance of our parents as they are. So dear students, this is all about today's class. And here is your homework for today. Thank you.